department back to that place. And we're optimistic that we're gonna get, some of the strategies that we've had in terms of addressing crime in the community have been showing some positive signs. Any crime that we have in this community, any violent crime is one violent crime too many. Any shooting is one shooting too many. So we take everyone seriously. But one thing I can say to the community is that there has been some progress in terms of addressing some of the violence and some of the other social quality of life crimes that we've seen in our city. Because when we look at our numbers right now, year to date compared to last year, we're down between 8 and 9% in terms of violent crimes year to date. Our shootings are down between 15 and 17% in terms of individuals who have been shot in this community. Our property crimes are down somewhere around 7%. And so we're not waving a flag of success in terms of some of the activities in our community. But the message to our community is we are making progress, and we will make more progress. There's still some things that we're working on. There's still some issues. There's still some challenges that we know exist in this community. But we're slowly and methodically picking our way through the challenges, and we're making some significant progress in addressing some of these things. And so I'll leave it at that. I look forward to hearing some of the feedback and questions from you all who come, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief.
Good evening, folks. My name is Greg McGee. I'm the president of the Albany Police Officers Union. I started my 13th year in July. I took over as president of the union back in April. Before that, I was vice president, and before that, I was a shop steward for the Midnight Squad. First, I'd like to thank the mayor for attending. Chief Hawkins, thank you, Danielle, for inviting me. I have some numbers. They're just the cold hard numbers that we deal with. With Chief Hawkins being here for the year that he's been here now, we have a great relationship. We meet regularly for labor management meetings. We discuss our issues. We brainstorm. We're trying to figure out what we can do to help fix things in the department. One of the big things is morale, the work environment that we come into. Obviously, I'm very outspoken, and I'll tell you like it is. Right now, we're basically hemorrhaging. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We, whether you look at communications or you look at the officers. Communications, we're budgeted for 39. We currently have 26 with 5 new hires. What we just had a dispatcher put his 2 weeks in. We have another dispatcher who is going out long-term on surgery. Some of these dispatchers are working 70-hour plus work weeks. I know, meeting with Chief Hawkins, that was one of the big concerns, is having these, dispatchers or officers working so much. We're burning our folks out. So with the help of Chief Hawkins, we did a recruitment drive. That's where we're starting to get our staffing levels back up. We also addressed some of the building issues that our dispatchers are having currently right now. They're basically in an outdated, for all intents and purposes, I would not want to work in that building. They constantly have sewage backups. So with Chief Hawkins, he came, and we're going to address that. We're going to try to get that fixed. All these issues mainly focused well before Chief Hawkins came here. It's through Chief Hawkins we've actually been able to address a lot of these issues. Like I said, it's phenomenal to actually work with a chief who understands what we're dealing with. On the police department side, if you look, we're budgeted for just officers and detectives at 272. I went through our seniority roster today. Right now, our current number is 219 officers and detectives. So we're actually down 53 from that number. Out of the 219 officers, we have 52 detectives. We have 5 officers on long-term medical leave, 3 officers on long-term military leave, 3 officers who are currently out suspended, leaving us with 156 officers, barring the detectives. Out of those 156 officers, we actually only have 102 physical bodies to handle the call volume that we have in terms of patrol. So you take out our training unit, you take out our neighborhood engagement unit, and we just deal with just solely patrol officers, we have 102. In a 24-hour time frame, when you have to man all 3 shifts at both stations and our desk officers, it requires 63 officers for a 24-hour time frame. So we don't even have double that for patrol, which means these younger officers are getting mandated constantly. They're getting burned out. It's unhealthy. As of today, there are 28 officers / detectives that could walk out the door and retire. We have an additional 6 that can leave in 2020. 22 members of the command staff, from the deputy chief to our lowest sergeant, could walk out the door as well today, if they chose to do so. Since December 13th of 2018, when I looked at our seniority roster, we've had 6 bosses retire, 14 officers / detectives retired. We've had 8 officers quit, 1 female, 1 male, who completed their field training and just after field training left and quit. We've had 3 leave for personal issues. We've had 3 leave for trade type jobs. They want to do construction style jobs. We've lost 3 to Waterville Elite, if you include Chief Gerasi now. We've lost 1 to Gilliland and 2 to the New York State Police, and we've just lost another one to Peekskill Police. He went down there to be closer to home. In the last 5 years, we've lost approximately 12 officers of state police. We've lost 2 to Gilliland in the last year and a half. We've lost 1 to Colony. In the past, this year alone, the state police sent out canvas letters. In February, the state police hired. Right now, as it sits, there are 14 Albany officers who are openly saying that they are processing for the New York State Police. We have 16 in the academy. We started with 21. We're down to 5. So, as Chief Hawkins touched on, what we're hiring, we're not filling our vacancies. The bottom line is we're underpaid. We're underpaid, we're understaffed, we're overworked. We haven't had a contract. We had an arbitration in 2014 and 15. In that, those fiscal years, the city offered us a 0.5% raise for both years. I looked at the surrounding agencies, and in those fiscal years for 14 and 15, other agencies such as Schenectady and this unit received a 2% raise for those fiscal years. Right now, as it sits, if we can break it down, we went up Central, we can just do Central Avenue. If you went up Central Avenue and compared our salaries to the other agencies going up Central Avenue, a Colony officer is making $83,000 a year. A Niskayuna officer is making $90,000 a year. And a Schenectady officer who, it's a city, inner city police department like ourselves, they're making $78,000 a year. An Albany officer tops out at $66,000 a year. We are one of the lowest paid agencies in the area, if not the lowest paid now. We are several years behind on the contract.
Why do you need $100,000?
The other compounding issue I add onto that is the retirement system. These younger officers have a different tier now compared to myself, where I'm tier 2. If you're a younger officer and you're a tier 6 retirement system in New York State, you have to work somewhere where the base pay is higher, because you can only contribute 10% of your overtime towards your pension. So if you work here in Albany and you're making $66,000, you can only contribute 10% of that, which is great, if an officer making $95,000 a year is being mandated constantly, but he can't contribute that towards his pension where I can. So now you need to go to a Colony where you can make $83,000 and you can contribute $10,000 towards or 10% more towards your pension. You're actually having a higher base salary in theory when you go to retire. I can tell you the numbers. A 4-year officer in Gilliland makes $83,794 compared to a 4-year officer here in Albany making $66,692. A 12-year officer, that was the most comparable I can find for somebody like myself. A Gilliland officer at 12 years makes $88,021. I make $68,000 with my longevity pay. It's a $20,000 difference. For me, if I wasn't so invested at this point in my career, I would leave to go there so that I could provide for my family. Why not go somewhere where I can make $20,000 more and do less work? But I stay here because I have pride in working for the Albany Police Department. It's very hard now. When I first came on, you had exams when we had the civil service that went down the block. It's very hard to find now. This past exam, we had 820 people sign up for the test. 490, just a little over 490 actually showed up for that test. So it's making it very hard. During that same day, the New York State Police did their physical agility test. A New York State trooper who has 4 years on the job makes $101,000 a year. A 12-year New York State trooper makes $114,000 a year. In 2016, a Schenectady cop was making $73,455. He's continued with that raise, and like I said, Schenectady is now making a little over $78,000. When we compare things, and I know sometimes in negotiations, it's always brought up that we compare us to the fire department. The city of Albany has one of the highest paid fire departments outside of New York City, but yet we're the lowest paid police department. It doesn't correlate. So right now, what we're seeing is our most talented, experienced officers are leaving, they're retiring. We need that experience, we want to retain that. We want those guys here to train the younger guys that are coming in here to shape the brighter, younger minds. We're also losing our younger officers. These guys are coming in, some of these guys are bright individuals. They have bachelor's degrees, master's degrees. They're coming here, they're getting the training, they're walking on the stage, graduating as an Albany officer, and they're walking off the stage and going to another agency. So I appreciate everyone being here. I will answer any questions that I can answer. Appreciate Chief Hawkins and the mayor for also attending.
Thank you.
Should have became a
So,
doctor.
We're gonna start opening this up to questions. Do you have anyone who wants to go first?
Yeah, Mayor,
Can you,
how do you justify increasing the budget as well as giving increases to white-collar government workers when the people of Albany are already so impoverished?
So, as you heard, we have to compete to hire employees to fill very important positions throughout the city. The competition that the police department faces with other agencies as well as with New York State is true of all of our other departments. So we lose attorneys to the state, we lose employees to state government and to other agencies, and we have to remain competitive. The difference between our unionized workforce and our white-collar workforce is that the only opportunity we have to put pay increases to give pay increases to people is during the budget process for our white-collar employees. So that's why you see those salary changes in those in the city budget. We cannot put pay increases in until we negotiate them with our union employees. That doesn't mean that we're not going to provide for pay increases. I've said it before and I will say it again. We do not pay our police officers enough. It is why we have challenges recruiting police officers. We understand that. And we want to be able to negotiate with the union. We want to be able to get back to the table. To your point though about poverty in the city of Albany, one of the things that I think is really important is that we look at what we need to pay people and what we should be paying people for the work that they're doing, not based on the poverty level in our city. And I'll give you an example. If you say that we pay our police officers X amount more than the median income of our city, what you're saying is that in Niskayuna or in Guilderland, all those places that were just laid out, that those officers should be paid more because the people who live in those communities are wealthier. And that's not, to me, that's not the measure. So yes, we have issues with poverty here in the city of Albany. We have to ensure that we're doing all that we can to put people on a pathway to a career and to a ladders out of poverty. And we could have another whole forum where we talk about all of the work that we are doing and all of the successes that we're having in that arena. But I will not buy into the argument that because we have low median incomes, because this is a city where poverty is concentrated, that means that the people who work for our city should also have low median incomes. We need to pay people competitively so that we can attract them and have them come here and work. So I've had that posited to me before, particularly with our police department, and I think as Officer McGee just very eloquently laid out, that is a death spiral argument, because we're not going to base our officers' pay at a lower level simply because we have a lower median income in the city of Albany.
I appreciate that, and I would just end by saying that I don't think it's fair to have to take money from the police officers or any government service for that matter, just because we can't balance the budget. I think that's the government's job to do that. So I wouldn't put the burden on the taxpayers or the civil service. But I thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
I'd like to go to Rose. Donald? Public comment?
Caught her by surprise. I did hear the rules of the game, and I will be maybe 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. I'm Donald Stewart, and really, I feel your frustration, I feel your pain. I spent 47 years in corporate America, and so I understand the budgetary constraints as well as labor issues that happen. I would like to just ask the question in terms of recruitment or perhaps growing your own. Are there attempts to reach the colleges? Sometimes college students, university students, will be a fertile field to come into law enforcement. I am a combat military veteran as well. I don't know the military, many times coming out, will be looking for public service type jobs. Everyone is not suited for that, I understand that. But those two venues, college campuses and the military, could you just, one of you, perhaps address the efforts to deal into those populations?
Yeah, thank you, sir. And we've done a number of recruitment efforts in our local colleges, and, we recognize that there's a number of criminal justice students, and even those who aren't involved in criminal justice. One of the things that, they talk about in police departments right now is diversity. And most people think about diversity in terms of race or gender. But one of the things that we're looking at in terms of diversity is diversity of experience, diversity of thought. So we're doing some things in our colleges and in our two-year schools that we're looking at non-traditional police applicants as well as criminal justice applicants. So we're doing a number of things there. But one of the things I think that's really exciting and new for us going into 2020 is a full-time police cadet program. And right now, individuals have to be 20 and a half years old in order to become a police officer in Albany. So what we were seeing is that the kids from Albany, once they graduate from high school at 18 years old, there's this 2 or 2.5 year gap between the time when they can even apply to become an officer. So, and we're losing a lot of those kids. Kids were going to school, they were going to trade schools, they were going to get other jobs, and then 2 years later, they're not interested in being police officers. And so what we want to do is create a full-time police cadet program that's targeting those individuals between 18 and 20 years old, capture them, and we're going to really be recruiting from the Albany School District. We're going to have some partnerships with the school district with this, where we can capture some of those kids getting out of high school, bring them into an in-house police cadet program, allow them to work with us for 2 years.
Oh my God.
They can experience law enforcement. They can see if this is a career that they're interested in, and then they give us an opportunity to assess and evaluate them as well. And also, we're going to have an educational component to that. Because what I consistently hear from a lot of the parents when I'm trying to recruit some of the kids to the police department is that they want to send their kids to school. They want to send them to college first. And, and then once they get a couple of years of college under their belt, then they'll think about, encouraging their kid to become a police officer. Well, now we're taking that barrier down. We're telling our parents that being a police officer and going to college are not mutually exclusive concepts. You can come in with us, you can learn the Albany way, learn law enforcement, and we're gonna send you to a community college so you can work on whatever interest you have in terms of education. And then after a couple of years, then if they meet the requirements, then we can send them into our own in-house police academy. So this will open up our applicant pool. It'll also allow us to recruit a lot more individuals from the city of Albany.
Next question is from Joe.
Hi, I'm Joe Jemmy. I'm with the Albany Community Policing Advisory Committee. And I appreciate Chief gave us a briefing on the restructuring, and I understand the issues that were involved and the problems that you're facing. As a member of BACPAC, though, my primary concern is community policing. We are nationally recognized for our efforts in community policing. My concern is that with fewer officers on the street and doubling, sometimes even more than doubling, the beat of some of these officers have to walk.
Too much crying for money.
We're now
Too much
concerned
crying.
with- I mean, where is the officer on the street?
Bro, these people are just crying. I want more money. Give me more money. Money, money, money.
I haven't seen that many bootlickers in one place at one time. They're like crying for more money. And the thing is, maybe if you didn't shoot people's dogs or destroy the Constitution, I don't know, maybe you get a raise. Maybe if you stop beating the shit out of black kids, maybe the public would like him a little bit more. But here's the thing. They got all this money and they're asking for a raise. But not only, it's not just about the police having a raise. Maybe if they use that money better. Maybe if they didn't have illegal stingrays to spy on what people did. Imagine if they didn't have all that unnecessary training on how to violate your rights. That's where all this damn money goes. And then the governor goes in there and she says to me, I said, well, how do you justify raising the taxes? And it's not just the police. And raising taxes on the ordinary city of Albany, or an already impoverished city, as she admits, how are you going to raise taxes on the poor people here to give the white, not the blue collar, the white collar workers a raise? And she says, well, we already went down that argument. It's a death spiral. No, it's not. The government's job is to balance the budget. That's why we elect you. And now because you can't figure out the budget, now so it's either the citizens or the cops? No, it's not the citizens or the cops. It's your fault. The government is responsible for the budget. And because they fucked up on the budget, doesn't mean it has to cut the police pay or cut the people's pay. If anything, you cut all the unnecessary shit out of the police and keep the money in the people's pockets where it belongs, because taxation is theft.
We're live, by the way. They are crying about having automatic middle class status. These guys don't go to college. They get 6 months training and they automatically middle class.
Service job. It's a public service job. It's not a job. If you want to get rich, you go work you try to become a CEO, or you invent something, or you work for a company and you work your ass off, or you make your own company, or you take your talent and you run with it. No, you don't beg from the taxpayers.
From the poor people.
From the poor people of this poor city. We're going to beg for more money so we can violate your rights.
Look. This guy's here to beg too. Are you here, sir? Are you here to beg for some money too? Are you here to beg for some more money? Huh? Are you a police officer? He's walking around with a gun. There's no open carry here.
It is open carry here. But he is
There is?
Yeah, he is. Actually, outside of the State House, there was a state trooper, and he was open carrying a rifle. And I was like, yo, is it legal to open carry? He's like, yeah, a lot of people out here hunting upstate. And he told me, it's not loaded or whatever, but there's just a dude that's walking around the grounds of the Capitol and the surrounding neighborhoods with just open carrying. So I've never seen anything like that where I'm from. So that was the first time I'm there.
I never seen so many pigs crying for money.
Talking about people e-begging. These guys are begging in real life. We don't get paid enough money. You work for us. Ask me for a raise.
How much does the average citizen in this city or town make?
And the mayor just told you, the cops have to get paid more than the citizens. She just said that. She said, oh, we have to pay them more than we get other people here. Why don't you just pay people? Why don't people not do it for the money, right?
How much do barbers get paid? They go to school for 2 years.
Yeah. Should they get an automatic? Everybody gets an automatic salary from now on.
Automatic middle class. They're crying about $65,000 a year. How much more money do you need if you only went to school for 6 months?
What is the median income of a resident of Albany, New York?
You want to have more money? You want to have 100,000? Then become a fucking surgeon. Become a doctor. You don't become a police officer and then cry.
So it says right here, households in Albany have a median annual outcome of $43,790, right? So they're paying these people over $23,000 more a year.
And they're begging
to work for them. They're begging for more money. Can you imagine if these people got to keep that extra money that they had and it wasn't used to train to spy on them or to have wireless stingrays and wiretaps and all the illegal stop and seizures that these people do? Or, what about this one? what do they call that? When they come and take your money away from you for no reason. What the hell do they call that? What, guys, what's that? It's escaping my mind right now. Civil asset forfeiture. They can just come up and be like, oh, Will, it looks like you might have been selling drugs. I'm going to take all this money from you. And then you have to go to court to prove you weren't selling drugs. So it's guilty until proven innocent. So they're getting paid extra money than the ordinary person here in Albany. The ordinary person here in Albany is unfortunately very poor. They're raising the taxes. The governor, the mayor and the government, local government here, they can't figure out the money. They can't balance the budget. So then they're going to try to beg for more money from the already poor people to give it to the cops. So,
Guys, hit the like button.
yeah, go to Demand the Truth too. YouTube/Demand the Truth. But right now, the best thing that you can do is smash the like so it comes up in suggested videos so other people get an education about Auditing America and find out who he is. And we can spread that information, but also share it. Share it via text message. Just take the link, copy it everywhere. Share it on Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. Tweet, email, all that shit. Just send this link out, send the other links out. Just go through Auditing's best videos and pick whatever you think Mr. America's best video is and leave it in the comments. Whatever you think Mr. America's best video is, put it in the comments, and then also just share it to everybody that you know. That's the best way that you can help him, even better than helping him out on PayPal or hooking him up with a super chat, which also helps him pay for gas and tolls. So,
Yes, guys. Hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button right now. Let's get this to 150 likes. There's almost 300 of you right here. What do you guys think? Should we hang around? This should be done. What time is it done?
it's done in 35 minutes at 7 p.m. Also, they'll probably dilly-dally down there. It's up to the folks at home and whatever you guys want to do. There's also, I know this is more what I like to do than what Enrique likes to do, but there's also, I believe it's the longest continually used Masonic Hall in Albany, New York, which is very historic, not too far from here. And also there is the gravesite of Uncle Sam. And I was thinking about shooting a video from there too, because that's a very important metaphorical video to shoot too. By the way, I'm not always serious. So sometimes when I'm saying a couple things, keep in mind I have a very dry sense of humor and I'm very sarcastic sometimes. So like I was saying about the flat earth video that I didn't really get kicked out of NASA, okay? The thing is, I don't care if the earth is round or flat. We've got the longest, most illegal war in US history. We've got people hurting children running amok, and we have all of our freedoms. And so we can argue about the shape of the earth after that. So just realize I'm joking sometimes to get attention. So it's unfortunate that my flat earth joke video has way more views than the Hillary Clinton video that Enrique, Mr. America, did. So go to Enrique's channel, type in Mr. America confronts Hillary Clinton over Jeffrey Epstein, or he probably changed the name. It's Hillary Clinton First Amendment audit fail. And so go get that video and share that one. That's my favorite video. Let people know about what's going on with Jeffrey Epstein and the elites. And if we can bring down that ring of thieves and you know what else is, then we can all relax.
All right. So let's go wherever you want to go.
All right,
What's up, people? Fake news.
fuck Spectrum News. They're a bunch of big pharma, big corporation shills. They would never ask the mayor a tough question like that. That's this thing, and as I realize I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, Enrique and myself are, Mr. America and myself are the only people that, like, we came all the way, drove up to New York, we did some audits, and then if it wasn't for Mr. America and myself sitting in that thing, the tough questions wouldn't have been asked. The tough questions wouldn't have been asked because people are just so docile. All the general public is like, oh, is that a size 9 or 10? Boo, oh yeah, more money. Take my money, please. Can you at least do a dance for it? And that's the other thing too. Like then everybody else, then you see the media, they're all like, the lady, she like, just looking in the back, da-da-da-da. They're not gonna ask the tough questions, and that's why Mr. America is here. Go to Auditing America, like, share, and subscribe, but most importantly, share this video and the Hillary Clinton video everywhere.
Hit the like button right now. Hit the like button.
Or else. Just kidding.
Hit the like button. Let's get it to 200 likes. Really?
Let's take a quick little trip to the temple real quick, and then
Where's their police department?
Good question, because a lot of them are here right now. Why do they even need that many police there in the first place? Like, all right, so it's about a mile away.
Thank you, Rob.
Oh shit. Do I hit this out itself, or does it on this thing right here? Does I push it out, or is it on?
I pushed it. Push it back out. There you go. So what's up, guys? Anyone has any questions? You guys want?
Guys, how much do you think the police deserve a raise? 100,000 or 200,000 a year?
How much do you guys think cops should get paid? $32,000. That sounds fair. They only went to school for 6 months.
They should be taking that job not because they want money, because they want to protect and serve and uphold the Constitution. You know, you shouldn't be like, oh, who got the most money? You know what I'm saying? If you want to go make money, go work your butt off, go work on your talents.
I've never seen police officers crying like that for money, bro. That was fucking funny as hell. So you want more money? Go become a doctor, become an attorney. Attorneys go to law school and then they charge people whatever the hell they want to charge them.
And it's consensual. It's consensual. It's not they're taking it from. They even just said right there. They said, oh, if you're a New York State trooper, you're making 101K, and if you've been there for 12 years, you're making 114K. Most of these people are just on the side of the road at construction jobs. Think about all the money, all that money that could be saved. And by the way, there's potholes over here. The corner stores look like they're from the 1920s out here. It's like all the nice buildings are government buildings out here. It's like this big middle part of Albany. It's the Nelson Rockefeller Government Plaza. Oh, Rockefeller again. Oh, there's a big shock if you guys follow my channel, YouTube/Demand the Truth. But we got Rockefeller Plaza, Empire State Plaza, which is extremely beautiful. All these government buildings. Mr. America and myself, we try to walk in. Locked, can't even talk to anybody. There's these huge government buildings, and you can't go in, you can't talk to them, and the rest of the city is sitting in squalor. It's crazy.
I know.
And the cops are begging for more money.
Please give me more money. I need 100,000. What the fuck? I need 100,000. Everyone else is getting 100,000. Why are we getting 60,000? Maybe if you did a better job.
There's a cop right there, pulling out in a thing, going to the movies.
Sorry. Thank you, Andrea. I appreciate that.
All right, so yeah, looks like we'll be there in 3 minutes. Just want to take a quick look around. And I had to, hey, yo, go ahead.
Yeah, they say they're running out of bootlickers to rob.
For real, I mean, who are you gonna, I mean, you're only taking the money from the people. There's only so much you can rob. Like, it's so crazy. This country, for all you people out there that love the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and the Declaration and the Federalist Papers, this country was created over a 3% tax on tea. Right now, we're taxed 40% on everything we do, and nobody says shit. We're a bunch, this whole nation's bootlickers, except for Mr. America. And look, what they have all these yellow vest people, safety monitors. Look, every crosswalk's got these fucking safety monitors crossing people. Are these guys paid by the government too? Because it doesn't look like they're doing that on their free time.
That's crazy, right?
How much is that costing the city? We need people to cross you off the street. It's like those signs. They have them up in Providence, Rhode Island. It says, brush 2 times daily. Do we really need the government to tell a motherfucker to brush your teeth? How much is that spending? Like, was there a bum that was just like, yo, I did forget to brush my teeth. I'm about to do that. You ain't changing anybody's mind anyways. People already know to fucking brush your teeth. You don't gotta tell them. You don't gotta tell them how to brush their teeth. You don't gotta tell them how to lick a boot across the fucking street. People are a bunch of big government fucking dick riders.
Oh, some people know where we're at right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you name it in the title?
No. But this guy just fucking said our exact location. Are you tracking me down, man?
I've been sending GPS notifications, so, to all the major PDs. Psych. All right, looks like we're almost here. I'm gonna find a little spot, see if we can park it. See if we can go audit the Freemasons. Because keep in mind, I've said this before, and I appreciate Mr. America for allowing me to be, and I just kind of be on his channel. It looks like we came out to a roundabout. What the hell's going on? I'm about to go back around. But I appreciate Mr. America for letting me reach out to his audience. And I know you guys love to talk about how, about the bad cops and stuff, but keep in mind, all these cops, not only are they supposed to take an oath to the Constitution, as are the judges and even the lawyers and so forth, they take that oath and make sure that they have to adhere to that, right? But Freemasons, they take an oath higher than the Constitution. And I'm curious what happens when you're on trial or in a courtroom if these people are taking their oath to Masonry as a higher oath, or if they're taking the oath to the Constitution, because they're all Masonic brothers. And it'd be interesting to see what happens. Also, check out on Mr. America's channel, we confronted a member of Skull and Bones coming out of the Skull and Bones chamber and asked him if he liked to masturbate in a coffin. And because that's what they do there at Skull and Bones. So there's a lot of weird occult stuff going on, and hopefully me and Enrique can see something going on. We're actually turning down Lodge Street, so it's actually named after a Masonic Lodge, this entire street. So it's right here on the left. See if I can find a little fun spot. What do you guys know about the Masons out there?
What do you know about the Masons?
Oh, that's handicapped.
They nut on a casket. Doing a lot more. Sikh society. Nothing. They should be brought down. Nothing. They want to control the world.
Now, this Masonic Lodge that we're going to here, I'm going to give you guys a couple of facts real quick, too. It's pretty interesting. Both FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the one that locked up all the Asian people in internment camps, and the one that knew about Pearl Harbor before it happened and let it happen. FDR, the president, he was a Mason here, and they still actually have the ramp. They still have his wheelchair ramp from when FDR was a Mason here. Also, Theodore Roosevelt, his cousin, was also a member of this Masonic society here in Albany. It's a very interesting place. I'll hook you guys up with a few facts too. But yeah, let's see if we can find any interesting stuff out here. And this is the oldest property in the United States that's been continually run by Masons. We went to Charleston, South Carolina, and we showed you the original spot. We'll just be a few minutes. We should be good. It's after time. We went to the original Masonic temple in South Carolina. Yeah, if anybody comes, we'll just dip. That was where they had the headquarters. Also on my channel, YouTube/Demand the Truth, I went and audited the Masonic headquarters in Washington, D.C. You're only allowed photography in there, but I brought my camera. And that was pretty interesting too. So it's interesting to see what these people do, what oaths that they take, and I'm wondering where their allegiances lie. Because, and if you're just jumping on this chat, we got 136 likes, we got a bunch of people watching, but let's hit the like button and share this video so we can get it to other people. But I'm curious, what do you guys think? Do they take the oath to Masonry higher, or is the oath to Constitution? Because we all know what happened to, well, a lot of people don't know what happened to William Morgan. William Morgan was a Mason, and in 1826, William Morgan was going to write a book exposing the secrets of Freemasonry. Then he was murdered by Masons, and they put an obelisk as a memorial for him. Coincidental? I don't know. And then the first third party in American history was created, the anti-Masonic party. So the Masons murdered somebody who was exposing their secrets, and that created the first ever third party in United States history. So it's pretty interesting to see. A lot of people don't know that, and we're popping up on it right here. I'm going to give this back over to Mr. America. You guys like, share, and subscribe. So here it is, Masonic Hall, secret can walk in. Take the blood sacrifice.
Oh, wow. This is scary. I don't know about coming in here.
No, this is just a Masonic building here in Albany, New York.
Oh, okay. Is this open to the general public?
Well, not tonight, we're not having private hearings tonight.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
there are times when people are here, when we're not occupied, and glad to get a tour.
Okay.
Tonight's just gonna be a busy night.
Have a good day.
All right. And we're gonna die tomorrow. This guy, he just took a picture of us.
Yeah, I know. He took a picture of us. That guy right there. I never thought that we'd go in and you guys didn't see
Oh
on camera.
my
I looked
God.
back at Mr. America's face. He was like, oh shit, I can't believe I'm going in.
I-
this is now it's obviously trespassing. I was playing dumb like I didn't know. I said, oh, is this part of the museum? Da-da-da-da-da. But look, on this site, on 12 May 1768 was laid the cornerstone. And I've talked about this before, but you guys always talk about the Bill of Rights, the Constitution. The Washington Monument, the U.S. Capitol, almost every building in Washington, D.C., almost every state capital have had their cornerstones laid in a Masonic ceremony. Even George Washington was inaugurated president as a Mason, wearing a Mason outfit. It's all known historical fact, non-debatable, completely there. So this is the remain the longest Masonic building in continuous use ever. So we're gonna walk around the block this way just because I don't want us to necessarily.
I don't really want to get a ticket.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go back this way. Let's just check
All
out
right.
this corner then. Something smells good though. Confetti auditions. Interesting. Take a look. Auditions for confetti. What does that mean? You get chopped up and sprinkled on people? I don't know. Audition for confetti. It sounds like they throw your ass in a wood chipper. Something smells like Salisbury
Yo,
steak though. You know?
not for nothing, but I was shitting my pants when I went in there.
Because I was like, I can't believe this door's open. And then I'm like, oh shit, I see all these Masons in tuxedos. And I look back at Enrique, he's like, yeah, okay, let's go. 'Cause sometimes I'd be like, yo, this guy's wilding with the shit that he does. But now I can tell that sometimes the shit that I do, he'd be like,
Oh my God.
yo, honestly though, Mr. America has,
So if we die, you guys already know what happened.
I don't know. I mean, we've pissed off a lot of very important people. So, I mean, who haven't we pissed off?
It was
That's
either
borderless.
it was either the Masons or Hillary Clinton.
U.S. government, or the CYF pedophiles. One of those guys. I don't know.
Oh my God.
And big shouts out to all the people that support Auditing America and everything that Mr. America does. He spends the money that he gets to take us on trips, to pay for gas, pay for tolls, Unfortunately, we're still eating fast food out here, but one day we'll go vegan. But hey, in the meantime,
Guys, my dinner today was some potato chips and and a Coca-Cola. Still haven't even ate dinner tonight.
and we got a big drive ahead of us. And he does this, and every single time he goes somewhere, he gives people an education. Just people watching, people there, and those people that he owns at work will never ever forget the First Amendment. And that's an increasingly important thing in today's society, because nowadays people are saying freedom of speech ain't even a thing. So, can't believe we just walked into that Masonic hall. I think it's right here in front of this.
Oh my God, that was. They were drinking blood out of cups.
Yeah. Oh God. And shout outs to Anarchic too for hooking me up with the with my new motto. You know what I'm saying? So big shouts out to that. Thanks to everybody out there hooking me up, sharing my videos, all my Patreon supporters too. Much appreciated. All right, we gotta get gas too.
All right, let's go to the gas station. All right, guys. So we're gonna head back home. Thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate you guys. Hit the like button before I leave, and subscribe to Demand the Truth on YouTube. Find them on Facebook. Find us on Facebook. Join our group. Find us on Instagram.
You can send me a join to a group too. I prefer blunts, but join your group. No, just kidding. Yeah, join this guy's group, Auditing America. He's on Instagram, Auditing America, and also I already put my order in too. Make sure you guys put your Auditing America hoodies and T-shirt orders in, because that way you can go around and let them know, hey, we stand with Auditing America. We stand with the Bill of Rights. We stand. They look fresh as shit too, and it says press on the back too, so people know, hey, I don't need a fancy camera. I don't need a fancy microphone. I don't need 17 pounds of way too much makeup. I got the First Amendment too. So support Auditing America. Find him on Instagram. Find him on Facebook. Like, share, subscribe. Find him on PayPal and send the videos, the Hillary Clinton videos, to everybody, and grab one of those hoodies. It helps put gas in his tank so we can go audit other places.
That's right. Thank you guys so much. See you next time.